Go. Welcome to the Vegas Life Real Estate Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
A1 Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor.
Kevin Sherba.
Oh, reporting live here at GFL Capital Mortgage, where let us do the shopping for you, right?
Where dreams come true.
Where dreams come true. We have a lot of things going on the show. We also have a special guest for the Coffee with Closers section. We have Diana Day, who's an award-winning realtor.
Yes.
We're going to speak with her. She's
I think
on her way.
we're going to probably have her on the whole time, right?
Yes. But today's show, we're going to talk about the future of Las Vegas, the growth of it, and also how that affects real estate and mortgages as well.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
But before we get to that, how you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. At the
Okay.
close of the week.
Yeah, man. We
Right?
we had an
that
open house last
The open house.
Saturday. Yeah,
Amazing.
2216 Elford Court.
Yes,
That was
yes.
pretty cool, man.
Huge success.
Huge
I
I
think
think
so.
we had a lot of people in there that we.
Yeah,
you know,
we had
Yeah.
about 15 people come through.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Me and Cash made about 2 contacts each.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was
So-
good. One thing that was good about it, it just got me like tapped back in to the real estate world and seeing the flow of the neighborhood. I really like that neighborhood. I have a couple friends that live in that neighborhood, and it just really got me tapped back in to what that neighborhood has to offer.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first open house of the year. So,
Right. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it felt nice to get back into the flow of things and
Yeah.
get out in front of the people and
Right.
potential clients.
It made us really want to do it more, which we are, right? We have some stuff lined up, correct?
We
Yes.
actually have 2 more open houses lined up in the next following weekends
Yeah.
on the 23rd and the 30th.
Okay.
In the Silverado Ranch area.
Yeah. You know what I noticed? I notice when you seize opportunities, those
blessed.
opportunities multiply.
Right.
You know, like if you have an opportunity, you go ahead and take it. Some reason, some way, the universe just compounds those opportunities. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
you
you got to make the determination. You know, you have to
Yeah.
have the focus. And once you focus and orient yourself in one direction, the universe
Blesses
just comes
you.
along.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Comes along for the ride.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Lori Domingo at eXp Realty, the
Oh, yeah.
listing agent.
Yeah, we're trying to get her on the show too. We
Yes.
told her, we're like, hey, yeah, we do a podcast. She's like, oh my gosh.
I don't know
Really?
about that. Was she scared?
Yeah, she was scared. She was like, oh, I'm so nervous. I was like, no, you've been in the business X amount of time,
20 plus years.
20 plus years.
She's like, I've been in the business, but I've not been doing podcasts.
Exactly. I feel like my purpose here is to just really showcase a lot of the talent and wisdom that people have, because a lot of people have the experience, talent, wisdom, and nuggets of and jewels, I like to say, and they don't have a forum to share them.
A platform
Right.
to get it
A
out.
platform to share them. They don't really know the schematics of podcasting and stuff like that.
Right.
We are here to platform that for them, you know?
Yes, yes.
And that's what we do here at the Vegas Life Radio Podcast.
That's right. Shout out to the assistant team at Winning Team eXp Realty
Oh,
for
yeah.
hooking it up with the open house, with this, with the signs, the promotion, the social media engagement. That was huge. And also Brett at rapidsignservice.com
Oh, yeah.
for placing the open house signs. That was crucial.
Yeah,
Like
it
you
was
got to
really
have that.
crucial. That was awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people that came and stopped by, they said they saw the signs. We had about 20 or 10 signs out
Yeah.
in the area, so a lot of exposure to bring people to the open house.
Nice.
Absolutely. One thing about the open house is it's like your office for the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I like. It's like your office, and you can also conduct business in there. You know?
Oh
what I mean,
yeah,
at the same time.
totally. Yeah, that's our wheelhouse. We're realtors, and houses is our business.
Houses is our business. All right. Well, our guest has showed up. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, right, Chris?
And then
get her
we'll be
on.
back after this. Stay tuned.
Are you thinking about moving to Las Vegas? Here's what you need to know, because it's way more than just bright lights and casinos. On the Vegas Live podcast, we are going to break down the best neighborhoods for families, where to find the top-rated schools, and which communities fit your lifestyle, whether you're all about luxury or outdoor living or that high-rise city vibe. We got you covered. We got episodes packed with tips for first-time home buyers, inside info for the Vegas job market, and even a look at some of the coolest celebrity homes around.
Don't just take our word for it. Each week, we give you the full scoop on what makes Vegas an incredible place to live and the info you need to make the move.
So if you're ready to discover the real Vegas beyond the Strip, check out the Vegas Live podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Hit that link in the bio and start exploring.
Oh,
Probably louder with the music.
and we are back to the Vegas Life Real Estate Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
A1 Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor.
Kevin Sherba, 20-year mortgage veteran.
And we would like to invite or welcome a very special guest, an award-winning realtor here in Las Vegas, Diana Day.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing great today. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, so today on the episode, we're talking about the future of Las Vegas, basically the future growth and how that impacts real estate and the market. So as we all know, yeah, you know what I mean?
You got them all nervous.
Yeah, as we know, there's a lot of new constructions, new developments here in Las Vegas. How do you see that affecting the real estate market?
Well, we don't have enough inventory in the first place here, so the builders are building homes, and right now there's a little dip in the market because of the high interest rates. Economy is not doing as good, but all of that, in my opinion, is going to completely balance itself out. I'm estimating by spring we're gonna be back to healthy economy. And I'm feeling like I'm talking about real estate.
Okay.
And I'm feeling like the buyers will come back. There's a lot of buyers that are sitting on the on the fence right now, trying to say, "Hey, I'm waiting for the rates to go down."
Right.
Well, I'm just one realtor with, let's say, a database of 40, 50 clients at the time.
Nice.
Can you imagine if 30 of my clients jump into buying homes in spring?
Right.
And I'm just one of 17,000 realtors here.
Right.
Can you imagine what's going to happen to our inventory? The builders can keep building we always need homes here.
Right.
It's just, like I said, it's just a really bad timing, especially for Thanksgiving and holidays. Market does slow down a little bit. So all of that put together, that's why builders are throwing specials out right now. So it's a great time to go to the builder's office if you want to snatch a really good deal. They're throwing a 1.99 interest rate.
Nice.
They're throwing. They just gave my other client a 6% off of the total purchase price, closing costs and contributions to the lender. Their lender could not approve the loan, so now I'm switching it to my lender, and they're transferring these amazing benefits.
Nice.
So it is just, it's great when the builder's lender can't do it. You transfer it to your own lender that you work with, and you can get the deal done for your client. Plus, I've never seen Lennar Home offering 3% commission. So everybody needs to know.
They weren't
Everybody
offering
needs to go
anything
there.
a few years ago. They were giving zero.
Yeah.
I want to hit
Incentives.
something on this lender. So you're saying that Lennar is transferring the incentive to an outside lender.
Because their lender declined it, declined the loan just yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And they've been dragging us for like 3 weeks, and for some reason they just red flagged the loan for some reason, and then yesterday, as soon as they got a denial, I said, well, we could still close if you transfer all these benefits. And the guy from Lennar said, let me talk to the people in charge, and then he transferred the entire. Like usually, if you go with your own lender, you don't get the benefits.
Right.
This time, it was like, wow.
I guess because it was probably denied, right? So they were like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that plus they don't want the deal to fall apart either.
Yeah.
So
Right.
of course,
End of
they're
the
gonna.
quarter, they want their numbers.
Exactly.
So-
Right.
So I mean, to talk about our future, let's get into the past. Like, how long have you been in the industry?
Well, I started in real estate in 1995 in Los Angeles.
Oh wow.
I worked there as a property manager for like a humongous building, like 200 something units. Always liked real estate, and then moved down here, kind of, did what everybody does here, cocktails and just
Vegas life.
make the cash money first.
Right.
Yeah. Vegas life. Let's go.
And then once I started getting a little older, I'm like, you know what? I always loved real estate, so I jumped back in 2004, right
Nice.
before the
crash.
It was booming,
Right.
and then it crashed at the end of my first year. So I had to reposition myself, and that's when I started. That's when I met Chris.
Yeah, right.
So,
When you were doing it in 2004, were you doing a lot of short sales? Did you get into that?
2004, 2005 was actually really, really good. My first year in real estate, I sold, I think it was 47 homes. 46 of them were brand new homes. Only one was a resale. I didn't even know how to use MLS. Honestly, I didn't even touch MLS my first year. I was just dropping people off at builders' offices, and it was just going like crazy.
Right.
But here comes 2006, 2007. Some of my clients wanted to sell, and they can't. They don't have equity, so
right.
I consider my clients as if they're like my babies. I have to take care of them. I have to save them. So I started pulling them out of these deals and calling banks, negotiating this. I did a lot of short sales, and I did it myself. I did not hire any attorneys or anything like that. I just did. I learned it, and I did it myself for my clients.
Nice.
To keep the cost down.
Yeah. What would you say a characteristic that you needed to have to get you through those times?
I'm a very flexible person. You throw me in the water, I'll swim. You throw me in the air, I'll fly. So whatever the circumstances, I don't fight the circumstances. I just try to figure out how to adapt to the circumstances. I don't try to change things around me. I just learn how to survive with what I have in front of me. And that's a winning strategy for my life, for me. And that's, for example, right now, buyers are very difficult. So I switched to mostly getting listings. And what helps me out a lot is property management. I have a lot of properties that I manage. Some of them I manage for free just to help my clients get through the hard times.
Oh, wow.
Nice,
and then they remember me when they need to buy and sell. So.
Oh, wow.
That's what I tell all my realtor clients. Don't be afraid to do rental.
Okay.
Because they end up being buyers at some point.
Exactly. Or sellers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing this all by yourself, or do you have a team?
Alone? No. Well, I have a team of agents that close their own deals, and I train them, but my deals are my deals. I only do my own deals. I don't rely on anybody. I recently hired a transaction coordinator who's been God sent. I absolutely don't know how I did business without him, and he does like all the nitty-gritty, just annoying paperwork.
Yeah, Chris knows about that.
Yeah, I know.
The nitty-gritty. Let someone else do it, right?
Yeah. As soon as I got in, I hired one. I was like,
I need a TC. It's my first deal, but I'm going to get TC.
For new realtors wanting to get into the business, what advice would you give them?
It's going to be tough. Get ready, have some kind of an income right now coming in. You can't count on closings. I've been in business for so long. I don't advertise ever anywhere. Actually, I've never advertised. I'm only by referrals. But see, every 2-3 days, I have 2-3 referrals coming in from previous people. Not everybody's ready to buy, but once a week I have something closing all the time, so I don't have to worry. Plus my property management keeps me going. Plus I do flips on my free time, so two flips a year, 3 sometimes. So my income is constantly going. The new realtors I would recommend, like I do hire new realtors, and what I tell them is have more than one source of income. Try to figure out how to make more than just what you're making. Some realtors are actually getting contractors licenses and starting to offer jobs. When you see a house that's destroyed, one realtor on my team is about to go and get a contractor's license. She started helping her client remodel homes and sell them, and she says, why can't I do this job? Why do I need to hire somebody to? So she's doing that. She teamed up with another guy on my team, and they're both amazing. We're like a family. We help each other, but we don't do each other's deals. Like on other teams, one person at the top claims all the deals and stuff like that, and everybody's working and they don't show anything. That's not how we work. Everyone, we just help each other. We are a team.
So have you ever dreamed about doing something else?
I've always dreamed to do real estate.
Always.
Yes. I actually, when I was a little girl, I had 2 crazy things I wanted to do. I wanted to sing, and I want to be a singer, and then I wanted to be an archaeologist. So.
And who got you started? You said you started in California, but was there someone that got you in or into it?
So I accidentally started in California. I just we got married with my ex-husband, and we were looking for a place to live, and they were looking for an apartment, and then they were hiring, and he applied, and they hired us as both of us, and they gave us free apartment, free internet, free phone. I mean, we had everything free, and they gave us a salary. And I was like, wow, that's good. So I kind of liked seeing money coming in, and then that's how I learned, hey, listen, I need to get into real estate. In California, you could do Section 8, and those were amazing in California because there's all these little old grandpas and grandmas. They pay,
Right.
Section 8 only pays like, let's say 80-90% of the rent. And the person would need to come in with 5 or 10%. And the West Hollywood is where it used to be. This was the 1990s. No problems. Your rent gets paid on time. You have money coming in. You don't worry about it. So I always dreamt about that. So when I got here and I was pushing 29 years old, I didn't think I was going to be good looking and nice enough to, at 50, to do cocktails still. So I decided to switch to something more serious. And I've always been great at sales. And I came in and the first year I sold I think it was 47 homes if I remember correctly.
Oh, wow.
Either 43 or 47, I don't remember.
And you said a majority of those homes were like new
Brand
builds,
new.
right? Brand new.
My broker, he did something very interesting. I started with Remax Home Store on Rainbow. David Dilks was my broker. Remax did not have a good training program for new agents, but I used David Dilks because he helped me buy my first condo in Summerlin, which I, believe it or not, just went and bought it again.
Oh, wow.
20 years later, I sold it, but then I literally that's exactly the same one.
Oh, wow.
I just listed and just rented it. I just put it on Facebook too. You could see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So David Dilks told me, he says, I walked into the office. I just got my license, and I said, what do I do? He says, go to every builder's office and bring me a brochure from there. And I'm like, what is that gonna do? But what that did is that taught me inventory, that taught me the specials that the builders were running. I started bumping into clients that came to the builders' offices. I started being friendly with builders' offices. So when I finally had my client and I walked into the builders' office, the girls at builders' offices were hugging me and like, hey, I looked like I've been in business for 20 years.
Like you worked for them already.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
A rock star.
So fake it till you make it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. do you still do that strategy now, or are you just too busy with referrals now that you're not really using that strategy? Or is that strategy still valid
I don't
now?
really have time to go, but whenever I go anywhere, I usually sit down and talk to people and get their specials no matter what. I was just at the builder's office at Lennar getting the deal under contract just literally 3 weeks ago. And I immediately make a warm conversation, connection, talk to the builders. When you're in real estate, anywhere you walk in, people need to know you're a realtor.
Right.
Okay.
And talking,
Yep.
offering advice, helping people out. Whether you're gonna make commission or not, I found it that if you offer advice and offer free help without trying to get anything in return, and letting, like for example, recently I was showing this one house in Seven Hills, and it was just a rental, and the people came in and I started asking, why would you guys want to pay $4,500 a month for rent for this house? And they're like, well, we were paying $3,500. I'm like, you've been paying $3,500 a month for the last 2 years?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we're saving to buy a house. Anyways, I started talking to them. About 15 minutes into that conversation, they're like, we're gonna go on a month to month, and we're calling you in December, and we're going to start doing the lending approval and everything else. I said, whatever you have, just invest. I said, and the thing that I tell these people, don't use me. I'm not telling you this because I want your business. I'm telling you this because this is good for you and your family. And when I do that pull away thing, like, I just want you to do the right thing for you and your family. You have 3 kids. Why not leave them a couple of houses, when you're gone?
Right.
And people respond to that. And I honestly do mean, I just want them to do best for themselves. If they use me, it's great. It's a great bonus for me. But if they don't, I want everybody to have a home. And if I can help them, I will.
So is that the most valuable piece of advice? Is being like a advisor?
Yes, anything people need, they can just call me for free. Like, I'm not even going to ask them their first and last name.
Right.
They have a question, they can call me at my number if Chris wants to give them.
Yeah, go ahead.
702-505-3484, 702-505-3484. My information's on Zillow. Call me if you have just a question. I'm not going to ask you who you are. If you have a question, give me the scenario. I'll help you answer it. I'll help you get through it.
Yeah, and we'll add your information in the description too as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Rental, Airbnbs, short-term rentals. I specialize in all of it. I've done it all. So welcome the questions.
Awesome.
And I think that even with the it being rough this year, like you were talking about, a lot of people on the sidelines. I think Chris had looked up some information, right, Chris? He looked up this year's what she's done this year.
Oh yeah.
She's been doing great.
Yeah. So
I mean, even with the numbers not being so great this year, she's still.
Right. Well, what I wanted to ask was because I'm new to real estate, so I'm not really familiar with the the production. Is this year a lot tougher than the past couple of years?
It's probably the worst year I've ever had.
Okay.
Actually, last year was the worst year I've ever had, but that had to do with me taking a long vacation, and I was moving from one house to another, so I took like 3 months off of work.
Right.
So yeah, that was the lowest I've ever earned. It was last year, but this year is a little bit better. And to each agent, it's the numbers are different. Some agents are okay on 5 deals a year. I could never do 5 deals a year and survive. I have to do at least 3 to 5 deals a month in order to maintain what I have going, because I'm constantly investing. I'm constantly buying homes. I already bought my 5th house right now, so it's like, and they're nice houses, not like 100,000 or 200,000.
How important do you feel it is for a realtor to not only sell real estate but also invest in real estate as well as you do?
If you don't personally invest in what you are selling, you are not going to be genuine. You're not going to go
that makes a lot of
every
sense.
in and out. How could you sell something no personal knowledge? I've bought and sold and flipped so many homes. I've taken a bucket of paint and painted houses, pulled weeds, did all of that stuff with my handyman and my handy lady. I have a very, very good trusted people. Ray and Elsa, I use them since I've known you. I've known them, Chris.
Oh well, yeah.
Yes, they've been a huge part of my life. So yeah, it's without a good team, without people that are there for you 24/7. Like, I know I can call Ray in the middle of the night and say, I did call him one time, honestly, in the middle of the night and say, hey, I'm stuck, my tire is flat, and he's in Henderson, I am in Summerlin, and I was dropping off my kids, my husband's not answering, my ex-husband's not answering, so I didn't know who to call, and then I called Ray, and he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Got you.
Nice. Yeah.
Why would a handyman even pick up the phone in the middle of the night knowing I'm calling him? I'm a realtor, I'm a property manager. He knew it's a problem, but he picked up the phone. That's
right.
So something like that is irreplaceable. And same thing with Elsa. She's there for me, all the time. These people I can count on. Every realtor should have a team like that.
Team, right? Yeah.
People that are there for you, but you have to help them too.
Absolutely. And how did you learn all this stuff? Are you like constantly learning these things, or you just kind of pick it up as you go? How'd you get all these skills to learn how to do the flips and sell tremendously?
I just observe. I've seen people buy homes and then they rehab them and then they call me to sell it, and I'm like, well, I can do that.
Right.
And then this one lady, she's Mrs. Hawaii. I'm not gonna say who, but she's an amazing client of mine. She bought her first house here. She owns a construction company in Hawaii. She bought her first house here, and she said, I just want to buy this house, and I want to get people to, customers of my construction company to come and stay here in Las Vegas as a thank you.
Right.
So we rented that house out. I mean, we got that house. We completely furnished it. She did an amazing design on it. It's in Henderson. And then so some of her people came over and stayed. And then there was a period of time where there was nobody coming. And I said, hey, do you want to try to rent it out? It's sitting there vacant. So it rented for like almost double of what normal houses rent there. So then she says, I want to come down here for Christmas, but the house is rented. So she says, let's get another house. So, yay me, right? But I got her another house. And then same thing happened. We rented it for so high that she just kept buying houses. She bought 6 houses using my services, and all of them were furnished. We flipped 1-2 years later, but the 5 of them she still has, and they're all full. They're all furnished, getting double the rent what normally these houses would get.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I'm learning that. And when I saw her do this, why can't I? See, I'm observant.
Yeah.
I see what people do, and I want to try it.
Experience too, right?
Yeah.
Just the longer you do it.
Yes.
Right. So what other, like, say somebody starting out, what are great ways to get clients for a realtor starting out?
I just offer help. Offer help. I'll be sitting there. Somebody is like, for example, I walked into the HOA building and I was just trying to pay for the resale package, and then this little old gentleman comes in and he's got this little paper in his hand and says and he's like shaking. He doesn't know what he's doing, and and it's written, and he says, "This is for whom?" And the lady at the front desk was a new lady at the HOA office, and she says, "This is not our paper. We don't know what this is about." And he's just so lost that somebody's demanding money from him. And I said, "Can I take a look?" So I looked at it. I said, "This is just home warranty advertisement. They're making you feel like you're supposed to pay it, but you don't need to. This is just an advertising that you get junk mail." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." So I explained everything to him. He was like, "Oh, thank you so much," and stuff like that. He says, "Can you give me your business card? My wife and I will be selling a home and moving to Florida next year." Just offer help. Just be open-hearted. Try
take
to
that
help
extra
people.
time, right?
Yes. Yeah. And don't worry about business. Business will come to you.
Right.
I don't look for business. Business comes to me.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that aura, it definitely attracts more. I think we were saying that earlier. Earlier is that the more good you do, the more good it's gonna
bless back to you.
Yeah, bless right back to you.
You know what? The one thing I noticed, there's a lot of realtors out there that pay for advertising, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. They throw in advertising, mail out cars. They do all these things, and I'm like, if you took that money, instead of investing your money in advertising to get new clients, invest that money back into your clients. Go to your clients and help them buy that new door. Help them do this. Help them, help them out. Invest your time into your clients, and that will come back to you. And then you'll get the clients that have already done business with you.
Right.
You don't need to look for new strangers. Just expand the ones you have.
Yeah.
So what do you believe is more valuable? Is time or money more valuable? Time.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you only have so much time. I wish that I could clone myself and have 24 hours double in a day to do and help everyone I want to help. I've had people call me. Just last Friday, I was watching a movie with my husband. It was like midnight. I had 3 of my clients text me, "Diana, I need this," or "I need." Within like 30-minute period, I got 3 phone calls. I told my husband, "Can you pause this, please? I will. I need to answer these people." And he says, "Why are they texting you in the middle of the night?" I said, "Because they know I'm there for them."
Oh wow.
So I want to get into your daily habits and schedules and routine, but we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back after this.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Free game freestyle. Let me show you how to buy a home. Part 1. How to buy a home. I'ma show you how to do it first off. Are you ready? Cause you gon' have to prove it, so you need to have a job to prove a steady cash flow for at least 2 years to get a mortgage loan. Next up, we gon' talk about your DTI. Take your monthly debt and divide by your income every month that you gon' get. Make sure that ratio ain't too high. So you gon' wanna keep that debt to income ratio at least under 36%. Credit, gotta have good credit. Send me a DM, I can show you how to get it. Next question, what can you afford? Last thing you want is to be house poor. Don't spend more than 30% of what you net, cause you don't wanna sweat. Now what you got saved for the down payment? Trust me, this is better than forever paying rent. 3% down at a home price, and you could be an owner in no time. Chris Cash representing this Vegas life. Part 2 coming up in my next rhyme. Las Vegas is for sale.
Welcome back to the Vegas Live Real Estate Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
I'm A1 Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor.
Kevin Sherba.
And we have Diana Day in the building. So I wanted to ask you what because I asked a lot of guests this, and I'm a big like what was that word?
Strategist.
Strategist,
Planner.
I guess. I just see what people are doing, and then I try to like see if it fits into my schedule. What are your daily schedule? What's your daily routine and your schedule for success?
I'm probably the worst person to look at for that because I don't have a schedule. If my phone's ringing, I'm working. It's always on.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I don't have a schedule. If I have my clients asking me to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, I will make sure I'm there at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I will be a little late. I'm known to be 5 to 8 minutes late almost every time.
Yeah, me too.
But if my clients need me to be there at 1 a.m., I will be there at 1 a.m. I don't have a schedule.
Okay.
I'm always working 24/7. I don't consider it working. I'm considering it. I'm always there to help people out.
Yeah.
And if they need me in the middle of the, how could you put a schedule on when you can help somebody out?
Right,
It's
right.
not like you can't do that. But if people need your help, you're gonna go there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there for them.
Yeah.
And that's what my clients know. They know that 10 years later, if something happens in their house, they'll call me. I will answer that phone.
Nice. That's just like Kevin. Kevin's always here to help me.
Answer,
one time,
right?
Yeah, one time I called him at like 6 in the morning.
5 in the morning.
5 in the morning.
This guy.
Picked the right.
He's like, hey, are you awake yet? I was like, well, now I am. What do you want? And he's like, I have a buyer. We need to get him pre-approved. I was like, all right. What's the details?
I think for newer agents, yes. I think maybe implementing some having availability,
Like a block schedule.
definitely, I think will help in having that structure and also boundaries and able to train your customers
Right.
too. It is good to be available for everyone. However, it is also good to like establish some boundaries. Like I worked in deliveries. I did a lot of gig work in my past. And yes, I can clock in at all times, but I used to drive myself crazy because I would constantly be looking at my phone like, why is it not dinging? Why am I not getting this
Felt
stuff?
like you were working forever.
Right. So once I started to establish like time blocks, like from 9 to 12, like I would give myself, marks to reach, and then I could take breaks, and then I had another block schedule. So when I had a quota I met, then I could, relax. So I think it's good to have a balance of both. I don't know if you would agree with that.
I don't think she does.
It won't
she
work
works.
for me
She's like, nah,
because,
100% work.
it won't work for me because I don't like the schedule myself.
Right.
The reason I could never work for anybody, like every job I've ever had, I would, like if I worked in this doctor's office and she told me to pre-approve all of these patients that were supposed to come in the next day, and the girl before me didn't really do it. She didn't really, she just half-assed it,
Right.
So what I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna actually call every single medical, do medical authorization with everything, and it would take me like 7 hours, and I would finish at midnight. And the office manager was always like, "Why are you taking so long?" I'm like, "Listen, don't pay me, but I have to do this right, because
Right.
I'm not gonna do anything halfway. I'm either gonna do it 100%, or I'm not gonna touch it."
So very thorough.
Very thorough, or I'm not going to touch it at all. So the problem is when somebody's giving me a schedule, it almost makes me nervous. Like, don't schedule me. Like, I don't like,
Right.
I will do things properly on my schedule, on my time.
Right.
So when a person gives me a goal, I have $30,000 today. I want to have $100,000 2 years from now. I know what steps to take to get that person to his goal. But don't call me at 6 in the morning. Has my house sold yet? Listen, I will call you when there's an update.
Right.
Right. So there's exactly. So there's setting expectations and also
That's the boundary.
exactly. So
Let
Exactly.
me do my work.
Exactly.
Let me do my work. But like I recently had a listing that didn't sell, and I couldn't be happier that I'm no longer working with that person.
wow.
That person was breathing down my neck every single time, and I told him the property is beautiful, but we need to drop the price. He didn't listen to me. He was demanding open houses every day in an area where it's practically impossible and very stupid to do open houses. It's in a very gated community in Lake Las Vegas. Out of 3 open houses, we had 2 visitors. I'm like, that's pointless.
And they probably lived in the neighborhood.
Probably
One of
neighbors.
them was. Anyways, it was a complete waste of time. And I said, listen, it doesn't matter if I do open houses every single day. You are $200,000, $250,000 overpriced. Plus, the market is not in your favor. And so he, once the listing agreement ended, I'm like, I said, I'm not renewing it. I actually went to Europe, had great vacation, came back, and then I saw that he relisted with so-called local expert. That local expert now had the listing twice as long of a period as I've had, with $100,000 reduction, and she still can't sell it. So it's like and with all of her open houses and everything else, the property's still sitting on the market.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's good to set those expectations from the jump, right?
Yes.
Because we don't have to work with everyone too. Like that's something that a lot of new realtors don't understand. Like, yes, we take business wherever it comes.
Right.
However, we're not meant to work with everyone.
You can't like everybody, and everybody's not going to like you. I very rarely have situations where I don't get along with the client. I think it's only happened maybe 3 times, or maybe three people that I could think of that I would never work with again.
Wow.
But I did close them, and while they're my client, they're still my client. I will still go to bat for them, whether I personally like them or not. It doesn't matter. In my heart, I just, once I'm done, I say, okay, you know what, mister? He said, "Oh, I'm going to refer my friends and relatives to you." I said, "Please don't."
If they're anything like you.
I really don't. I said, "Good luck."
No, thank you.
Good luck. If you have any problems with the property, please call me. I'll help you up with the home warranty. But I really just no.
Yeah, we're done.
No, we're done. I don't. No, and don't call me if you want to sell either. So.
Do you focus more on buyers or listing?
I don't. I focus on real estate. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Anything that comes my way, I'll
And she
sell
said
it.
buyers, real estate,
Oh, yeah,
property management,
property management.
flipping.
Yeah,
I mean,
Short-term rentals.
Yeah, we were talking about rentals on the break as well, and then you made a point that you sometimes you do the property management for free, and that in turn becomes
A buyer.
a buyer, right, or
Buyer,
a seller.
seller, exactly. Sometimes when you sell a house, for example, with these interest rates are so high, so most of the times when you sell a property, and if the person put 20% down or even less, the payment is going to be the same or higher, just a little. With today's rates is going to be higher than the rent you can receive. So now if that person is going to go hire a property management company, not only is there like a whole bunch of fees, like half a month's rent that they take in commissions, they take 8% of the rental income a month. So with having a property management license, I can offer free help and free services without touching the money at all. I can help my clients manage it themselves 1 or 2 years, teach them how to manage themselves and help them out with all the repair calls and everything like that. And then have these, once the rent goes up and they want to hire me, then I can start helping them officially.
Right.
But just being able to help them, having a property management permit is great, because I can do these things and not charge. And this is what I'm saying is reinvest back into your clients, help them out.
Right.
You might have charged this 8%, but then you would have to take that money and spend it on advertising. I would much rather not charge and have this client attached to me forever.
Yeah,
referral partner, basically, right?
Yeah, that's a
Right.
strategy that I use. In my brokerage, we can't do property management, but I do I have a marketing package, and so with that, I tell them I have my own website, plus I can market it on the MLS.
Yes. Courtesy listings.
But I do everything up front, like
Yes.
all the cost, the marketing cost. I have the vendors, I have the connections. So really, I
could
give
set
them
them
the property. I give them the power really to manage it themselves. And like you said, down the road, I
They
get the
remember
listing.
you.
Exactly.
They
I have the customer. So I actually have them on my Google business page. So, we have a rental property in Rhodes Ranch. So yeah, I mean, I think empowering our customers and our clients is the key. I think for longevity and sustainability, I definitely preach that.
A lot of times I've noticed people remember their emotions rather than dollar amounts.
Right.
So you give your client $3,000 or $5,000 towards their closing costs or something like that at the close of escrow. They might not remember it, like the amount. But let's say if they're going through a hurdle and they don't have enough to come up, or let's say if there is a major repair that needs to be done, and without that, let's say the lender won't approve the loan. When you come in and you help them get over that obstacle, they'll remember how they feel. They'll remember. They might not remember how much you helped them with, but they remember that you solved their problem. They will remember you as a problem solver, and that's what I am. I try to help people solve their problems.
Exactly. Yeah, my clients are out of town too, so they're not in the state. So we were getting the house prepped for a new renter, and the contractor found some mold actually in the island, and he quoted them a price like $10,000 to remediate this issue. And I went to my brokerage and I went to some people. I was like, I know we can get this done for, it's not as bad as this it seems. So I got it with no demo mold and remediation, and they did it for a fraction of the cost, and they had it done within days before the renters were going to take possession. So and they love me for that. Like, they consider me a part of their family now because I solved this problem for them.
That is one of the most important. So I had this. So people say, I have a friend who doesn't do nails, and I don't have nails right now because I've been staging a house, but usually she says, you spend way too much money on your nails and then getting your hair done. I'm like, you know what? Every single time I go to a nail salon, every single time I go to a hair salon, I get a referral. So to me, I might spend $170 on my nails, but I'm going to walk out with a
couple thousand.
Deal.
It's worth it.
A listing.
And that's where you're at. And that's the other part. Lead gen, it doesn't have to be something out of this world. Like you said, you don't have to, spend $4,000 to $5,000. You could be doing it at the normal places that you already go and do business at.
Well, look at it this way. These people are stuck with you for at least an hour, right? You have an hour to grill them to that they need to invest in real estate, right? So like my hairdresser, I've been with him since 2001. He's just sent me another referral for this this lady's retiring, moving with the kids, and it's a little condo. I've been going to him for 20 some years, 23 years, same guy, and he gave me this referral. Now, I could tell you just one of these referrals just covered my hair for the next 4 years or something like that. So you are there and you tell them what you do, and if they start asking questions, wholeheartedly answer them. Like when people call me and say, is it a good time to buy? Or what should I do? I like 2 days ago, this one gentleman that I've been working with, he's an investor since 2011. He called me, he says, Diana, what should I do? And I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but let me explain the market and what's going on. And then you go back and talk to your wife. And if you have any more questions, come back to me. And then you guys are going to decide what to do yourself, because I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't know you and your situation.
Right.
So I will never tell my client what to do.
We're here to interpret.
Educate.
We're here to interpret what the market's doing and put it in actionable plan for our clients so they can take advantage or take action. But yeah, we're not here to tell anyone what to do.
Nope.
Especially when we came out of the crash and everything, a lot of people were just pushing, and a lot of people really could not afford. That's where the problem. We got in a problem. So now it's more so everyone has to be qualified. Everyone pretty much knows what they're getting involved in, especially since the NAR settlement too, with the representation. So everybody knows why we're here. So it's actually now we don't even really have to bring it up because everybody has access to the information. So we don't even have to say like, hey, I'm a realtor. Like, people that know you are like, hey, how's business? How's the market?
Yeah.
It's actually one of the better times because we're not ultimately, like, we're not pushing ourselves on people.
Right.
They already know.
Advise, educate, and let them make their own decision.
Be helpful, and people will keep coming back to you.
How has business changed since the settlement for you?
Honestly, I didn't want that to happen. I did not like what was happening, but it actually got better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have to now.
As a listing
Look
agent
at
or a buyer's
MLS.
agent?
I'm both.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about presetting commissions. I tell my sellers, okay, so here's what I will charge to list the property. Here's what I do out of that amount. And when the buyer will come in and make an offer, they will ask for their commission. And it's going to be up to you and me to sit down and do a net sheet and see if we can give them what they're asking for. Let's say if it's a full price offer and it's a fair offer, very good, clean offer. Why not give them the maximum that they're asking? If the buyer comes in and asks for, let's say, 5% off the purchase price, 3% towards closing costs, an arm and a leg, and then and they're asking, you know what? Maybe you should get your buyer a little bit restrained.
Or it might this listing might not be for you,
Right,
or this might not fit within our strategy.
Oh, we'll give that to your buyer, but we're not going to pay you your commission, or we'll pay you a little less. So I love the fact that it's now negotiable.
It's always been negotiable.
Right, yeah.
It just hasn't always been transparent. Because I know a lot of agents that didn't have their buyers enter into an agreement. I know a lot of long-term agents that never even
I've always had a brokerage agreement. Always since day one.
That's the way that I was trained. Because it's like you don't want to waste your time working with someone that doesn't even want to hire you or doesn't have any loyalty to you. So I'm not going to be loyal to you if you're not going to commit to me. And that's the device of the buyer brokerage agreement. And I really do. Well, now everybody has to do it.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Protects the buyer, protects the agent, protects everybody.
I actually like it. The only thing I don't like about it is that when you have to show the property before you even show that property, some of these people are strangers and they're not comfortable signing something, not understand. No matter how much you explain to some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to sign it. I just met you.
Yeah, you have to sign a contract.
Exactly.
It's like,
Just
why are you putting papers in front of me?
Right.
But thank God, for me personally, it's good because I don't have these things. Most of my buyers are referrals from family members, so they'll sign anything I put in front of them. Sometimes like, hold on, don't sign it. Let me just read it to you first. They're like, okay, like, hold on. My broker even has this huge, big, bold letters page that says, before you sign anything,
read it.
Call your agent.
right.
Yeah, and it's nice to have the flexibility because there's like a single property one, and then there's like a standard one that hires you for an extended amount of time. So, or for like multi-properties. So it's nice to understand or actually have the flexibility to do both. But yeah, I think it's better now.
That's the only thing that I didn't like. But again, I have not encountered that because all of my clients are referrals.
Right. So as a buyer's agent, what are some strategies that you use to get the price negotiated down?
It depends on a buyer. You can't really speak about it until I can give you a couple of scenarios. I had a cash buyer from I forgot this. Not Bel Air. I forgot that. It's a really expensive area in California. He's got like 50 huge apartment complexes. Very wealthy guy. So he wanted to really buy this one property in Summerlin, and he gave him a lower price, like let's say 5% lower than the property was listed for. And but what he said is, I will close in 7 days. I'll give you cash. I want you to give me like, I don't remember, it was like $20,000-$30,000 off. But he says, I'll give you 6 months of free rent.
Ooh, okay.
So it is something that he's not in a hurry to receive, but something the sellers treasured. I always try to figure out what's important to the other side and give them
motivation.
That. Right. So if the people are in a hurry, hey, we'll close sooner, but give us this much off.
Right.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna talk about the market update, the market report. Are you still sticking around for the end?
Well, we gotta have her plug her information again, right?
Absolutely. We'll be back after this.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chris Cash, your go-to Las Vegas realtor, here with something special for all my Vegas fans, real estate enthusiasts, and anyone curious about the Vegas lifestyle.
I'm Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor, and together we're the hosts a Vegas lifestyle podcast. Each week, we're bringing you inside the Vegas real estate market, top neighborhood profiles, and all the lifestyle tips you won't want to miss.
So if you're thinking about buying your first home here, we got you. Want the scoop on the best neighborhoods? We got that covered.
And we're even spotlighting celebrity homes, health and wellness in the city, interviewing some of the best experts around. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
So if you're ready to explore Las Vegas beyond the Strip,
hit that follow button and subscribe to the Vegas Life Podcast on all your favorite platforms.
we'll see you on the Vegas Live Podcast.
And we are back to the Vegas Life Real Estate Podcast. We're going to get into the market report, the mortgage report. But you wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, you asked me about the future of Las Vegas and construction. But so I was attending this seminar, and I don't know how true that is, but I feel with every fiber of my body that it's true. Like, it's my opinion, and it's something I heard as well, but this is what I heard. So the median price of a home right now in Las Vegas is around $420, $425, something.
He usually has that information for us every day.
The median sales price right now is $475,487.
Oh my God,
it went up.
Yeah, it went up.
Wow. So
a little bit. Actually, it's coming back down though.
At the time that I was attending seminar, about a couple of months ago, I think it was like 420, 425 or something like that. However, they were giving a lot of data and everything, and they're saying that with everything that's happening in Las Vegas, you know, big things are happening here. Construction, the arenas being built, a movie studio coming in Summerlin. I think the Project Blue City is still on. So there's explosion of construction here. Yes. So they said, and that, again, it's just something that I believe in, that the median price by 2030 will be $1.2 million.
Oh, wow.
So get something.
It's going to be many LA, like we've always talked about.
Call your realtor and get your foot in the door. I don't care if it's a little condo that you don't even want to live in. Get something. Buy something.
Yeah, we did a profile on Signature MGM, which is right across the street from where the Las Vegas ballpark is going to be built. So definitely put like right there. The average price for those are like less than $400,000. So definitely want to get into somewhere in that area.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a finite amount of land that's available for construction because the surrounding areas is government land, right? We can't build on it, right?
BLM.
Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Bureau of Land Management.
Oh, there you go. So there's a finite amount.
Black Lives Matter, but it's.
I was like, what?
Black Lives Matter.
No. He's like, yeah, BLM, what's up?
Yeah. So get your real estate, because that 1.5 million is kind of astonishing, right?
Yeah.
But once you think about the finite amount of land in Vegas, it kind of makes sense, you know.
We're running out of space.
Yeah. So it's Operation Get Your Shit Together is what
You don't want to
absolutely.
be kicking yourself 6 years from now and be like, man, I should have bought in 2024, 2025. I could have got a Signature MGM property now.
I'm sure there's people watching that
affordable.
In 2018, 2019 were like, oh, I'm going to wait, you know, and then 2020 happened, COVID, I'm going to wait now because COVID. They always are waiting for something.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Don't wait. Get yourself ready. Get yourself prepared.
Yeah. Make it happen.
Because you don't want to be that person 6 years from now being like, man, I had everything available. I should have just pulled the trigger. I don't know why.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Exactly.
Then you shit it all over yourself. Get into property now. Do we have a mortgage report, or are we just not?
Well, are you finished with the market updates?
So we have an increase in the inventory from last week. So we're up to 5,894 homes. Total is 7,795. We're up on the listings, new listings up to 562. Under contract is down a bit from to 488. Price reductions have increased to 503. Back on the market is up to 119. Average days on market is about the same at 37 days. Median sales price, like we just shared, is $475,487, and the weeks of inventory has actually increased to about 16 weeks.
So if I'm a buyer or a seller, what does that mean to me?
It means that you're gonna have we're moving more towards stability. It's still a seller's market, but we are increasing our inventory. That's due to the season and the market right now.
Right.
So there is more availability. There is more choices for buyers. Sellers are becoming more educated and motivated to help out and offer more incentives, like you shared earlier. So I think everybody's starting to get to the point where they're willing to work together. So if you are getting yourself in the position to purchase right now, definitely you want to keep your eyes on what's going on. Reach out to myself, Allan Turner, Rhythm Realtor, my boy Chris Crash Flows, Diana Day, my boy Kevin, and we can get you in position to purchase and also sell if you are looking into it, because the market is starting to stabilize.
Yeah.
For lack of better
You
term.
can negotiate. We can actually, as realtors, finally show our skills in negotiation, because when it's a crazy seller's market, you can't negotiate. It's what are you going to do? There's 20 offers. You just beg for them to take yours. There's no negotiation. But now you can actually negotiate. If you have a good listing or a good buyer, you can definitely make some deal work. And you know what? Go to sleep proudly. Thinking,
It's exciting. Yeah. No, definitely. The reason why I got into real estate is just that whole negotiating, sales. Like, I love that aspect of doing things, and houses is the highest ticket item that you could sell, so why not, right?
And you helping people establish you feel good about it. They have that for 30 years or whatever. They'll pass it over to their kids, and that's, to me, I want my name to be spoken at night when they go to sleep and say, Diana, help me out. I just want good vibes sent my way. That's all.
Right. All right. So we'll get on to mortgage market. Obviously, that rates are up. They've been up for the last about month and a half. We had a little bit of breathing room there when the Fed, right before the Fed did their first cut. They've done 2 cuts now. They did a half point cut and then a quarter point cut. But we have, obviously, this, when it comes to markets, rates are moving all the time. So if you've been waiting for interest rates for the last year or 2 years, quit waiting. Give me a call.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's negotiating that can happen right now. We do have the wiggle room. Sellers are paying down points. Mm-hmm. If you're buying new construction, like you said, there is ways to do that as well. Yeah. Preferred lenders are doing huge buy downs right now. So the rate is, if you can afford the payment, do it. Because when rates come down, which they will, at some point, you're going to be in a position to gain more equity at that point, because everybody else that's been waiting for that lower interest rate is going to jump into the market. And then you're going to have a super duper seller's market. Prices are going to continue to go up. So give me a call, 702-832-5704. 20-year mortgage veteran, Kevin Sherba with GFL Capital Mortgage.
There he is. All right. You got anything to say?
Myself too, 702-530-6674. You can find me at Rhythm Realtor on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of the above. I want to send a shout out to the winning team at eXp Realty. We have a couple of open houses coming up on the 23rd at 1123 Aldenwood Avenue, 89123, from 11 to 2 p.m. And also Saturday, 11 to 2 p.m. at 9404 Heatwave Street, 89123.
Nice.
So come through, check us out. If you want to get more information on the market, inventory, please feel free to reach out to me at all the contacts that I just listed. And yeah,
there you go.
We'll be located in the comments as well, right?
Yes, in the description as well. Diana, thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime.
Give out your information where the people can find you.
One more
and
time.
Contact you.
Sure. 702-505-3484. My phone is always on. If I didn't answer, I'm probably talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And you can call her at 12 midnight. She's going to pick
Absolutely.
Up. Yes.
2 a.m., 3 a.m., doesn't matter.
Definitely what I'm taking away from this podcast, I'm going to go get some new construction brochures.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get my pedicure done.
Get to know
Manicure,
the
mani-pedi.
builders.
Yeah.
Right.
Vegas Live Podcast, thank you so much for tuning in, and we out.
See you next week.
peace.
Thank you.